Hey-ho, folks. So how's everyone doing today, huh? Good, bad, otherwise? I wasn't really feeling fully in the mood for Channel Labyrinth today, and I didn't want to burden myself out to it. So I was like, you know what? This came out just like literally yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago-ish. And I've been having a decent time with it, so why the hell not, you know? I don't want to not want to play any game for, like, good then, you know? Oh, but something real cool that I figured out was I went into the files of Deltarune, and I straight up grabbed the music and just, like, put the files down. I don't know how audible it'll be over the game, but this game doesn't have much noise or whatever going on with it, so I figured we'd have something good to go around with, you know? And I've got the playlist set in shuffle, so it should never, like, stop, you know? What the fuck is that? Yeah, I got nothing. Okay, where to start with this? Oh, lordy. Oh, anyhow. Kitty. Just like I have Kitty at home. Well, might as well. So, how are you all doing today? Figure this one will just be more chill, you know? Not gonna do anything intense, or whatever. It means just power washing. Imagine if this was somehow an intense game. Lord, that would be stupid in a good way. You might only be able to get this one thing done, as far as I know. I don't know. Okay, they aren't picky. Good. The way I like to do this is I just like to take it in small chunks. You know? Like, you start in one spot, then you scooch on over to the next, then the next, then the next, then you get it, right? Like, I don't want to take it at just all in one, you know? Is that music audible still? I can turn it up. I also didn't get to read that. Hang on. I'm gonna go over here. There. Let's see, I'll bump the audio up just a little bit. There. I think that'll do us better. So, like, without going to another side of the place, I'm just gonna do, like, the front. This might seem really friggin' weird, but shut up, that's how I do it. I do think it's good to actually have some music on with this. Or at least something, you know? Oh, Lord, that even counts. So how's everybody doing today, huh? You doing good? You doing bad? Anything in the middle? Whatever it is, that's alright. As long as you're feeling okay now, you know? Word of advice for anybody watching. Don't go pushing yourself a little too far now, you hear? There we go. So we do it like this. Get our defining lines up so I know where to stop. I know where to stop before I move on to another side of this place. And this isn't even floor 2. I wouldn't be surprised if this whole one place did take the whole stream, you know? Honestly, would not be surprised. I might have to go restart the playlist sometime, like, along this, too. I don't know how much music I put in, like, an hourly time or whatever. I just know I grabbed, like, probably, like, 10, 15, maybe 25-ish songs, something like that. I just grabbed a lot of the 2 to 3 minute ones, some of them 1 minute ones, but the longer ones. Which generally means that it's all just boss fight music. Well, it's not necessarily bad, in my opinion. I love the boss fight musics in Deltarune. I will probably most definitely zone the hell out while I'm doing this. Because, I don't know. I played this game for like 3 hours total, not counting this. And I love it. Sticks with you. Sticks with you in a good way. What? Oh. Why is Tenna's theme so quiet? It's kind of funny in a way. But like, you can see what I mean. I got a whole ton of musics that are of like just random varying lengths that all managed that I feel make sense and stuff. And by make sense, I mean last long enough to play. So we're definitely going to be hearing a whole lot of boss fight music. Case in point. There we go. Something I noticed with this game, compared to the first one, is they got a whole lot more specific with a lot of their things. And I'm kind of here for it. They also got a whole lot more elaborate with everything in this game too, you know? Especially compared to that first one. The first one just got tedious in like the later end of everything, but I don't know. It just feels nice to sit back, relax, chat it up with you guys, and hang out. Hey, just figured I'd do something a little different so I don't, you know, get burnt out from any games that I'm currently playing on stream for playing it a little too much. Case in point, Shadow Labyrinth. Yes, it's time for political... No! No, it's not! We stay away from that here. This is a sacred place. Especially not when fucking Tenna's theme is playing in the background. That would inherently make any political debate a whole lot more fucking hilarious, though. Just hearing its TV time in the background of a... Okay, that would be fucking funny. That would be hilarious. Really bad, but it'd be funny. And generally, you know me, the rule of funny wins sometimes. The beams, gentle? You talk about that thing? Yeah, I don't get it either. Thankfully I've got the music stuff, like, right on the side there so I can actually, like, see what the hell's playing if I don't recognize it right away. It's Mike. I don't know, I thought that song was pretty good. As you'd know from when I played Chapter 4, I thought Mike's theme was actually really nice. Anyhow, how's it all going for y'all's chat? I know I've asked that already, but hey. I didn't really have a conversation loaded up and ready to go like I usually do. This one I was just feeling a lot more like, you know what, let's just chill today thing. Because I will, like I also said, I'm definitely trying to zone the fuck out during this sometime. And just, like, probably shut up and just do this. Huh? I saw that pickup thing. What the hell's it asking me to pick up? It's probably like the scissor lift on the other side of the house. Oh wait, that's the scissor lift right there. The whatever it is. I love that they kept our characters' magnet hands, as I'd like to call it. You know, it's like, oh man, I can't reach the ladder. Yeah, I can. I just need to look in the general direction and press E, and then the ladder snaps itself to me. They really were just like, hey, you guys are tired of switching nozzles all the time. Let's just give you an adaptive one that you could just sort of switch on the fly, and it's perfect. Although they didn't rename the files, in case you didn't know that. Like, if you ever looked in Deltarune's music files, which is really easy to goddamn find, like, unbelievably so, they didn't, like, name the files to anything. They named them with, you know, like, file names, if that makes sense. Like, they don't just list off, like, Gerson's fight theme, Hammer of Justice as Hammer of Justice. They list it as, like, Old Man Battle or Chapter 4 Extra Boss. Which makes it really confusing to find. It makes it really confusing to find in the files, actually. I had to look through it, like, 3 times until I was like, wait, there it is. That's what it must mean. I guess I get it, but, like, you know, after you came up with a proper name for it, I would have swapped the name over. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. It all depends on how you feel about it, I guess. That, and I don't really know much about game dev stuff. Honestly, I want to learn, and I'm trying to learn, but I don't know much about it now, so I can't judge things now. You get how it is. You get it. I think. Reminds me of when I did like a single stream or two for PowerWash Sim 1, and what I did is I just looked up the Super Mario Galaxy soundtrack and just put that on in the background. So yeah, we did get ads in that one, but now I have the direct music files on my computer, so we won't get ads at all. Unless Twitch decides to give you an ad, which I don't know why it would. I can't make money from them, for one. So it shouldn't even allow ads in the first place if you're not going to pay your creators for interrupting the viewer's precious time like that. Like, really. Hell, whenever I get the ability to do ads on my channel, if I do, which I probably will at least once or twice a stream at that point, I'm gonna just pause the stream. Like, I'm just gonna pause the game, whatever I'm doing, if I can. I'll stop, I'll just sit there and wait for the ad to be over for y'all, chat it up with whoever else is here. You know, whatever. I don't believe that just because you guys don't pay for a subscription to me out of everything, which, like, if anybody did, whenever I did get that ability to have people do that, that'd be amazing. Hi, Gizmo. Hi. Kitty just climbed up on the back of my chair and is now on my shoulders. And also is just on the back of my chair. Okay, hi. But like, what I was saying is, I don't believe that people should just have their content interrupted just because they won't pay for an ad, pay for a monthly subscription. Like, it's stupid. If it's like a free platform and stuff, I guess I get it. But in the case of Twitch, I don't feel like that should be the case. Like YouTube, I hate to say that I understand it, but you can also just skirt around that with ad blocks. So, you know. I mean, I skirt around it with ad blocks. Shot at the movie business. It's a car? Okay. But, I lost track of what I was saying. Oh. Like, I don't believe that for a live streaming service, or any sort of service that you already pay for, I'm looking at you fucking, like, streaming services, quote-unquote streaming. You know, like Netflix and shit like that. Looking at you trying to put ads in our stuff even though we pay you monthly. But, I don't believe that people should have to pay a goddamn subscription just so that way they don't miss like a whole minute or two of their content. Like, what if like you just donated like some cash or something like that, and streamers in the middle of thanking you, or like they just started to thank you or something, and it gets interrupted with an ad? What if it's like a charity stream and they're like doing giveaway, and then your name gets drawn but you're not subscribed, so whoopsie daisy, ad, and you didn't get to hear it, and you're wondering like, man, who got that, I wonder. Stuff like that. Like no. If I ever get that ability to you know, have ads, if I do play them, I'm pausing stream. We're hitting the pause button on whatever game we're playing, and we're gonna sit there and relax. Sit there, relax, and goddamn wait for these ads to be over. It's not right, like, you know? I don't feel like anybody watching should just get an unnecessary ad when they didn't, you know. And I can't even run ads on mine, so I'm not concerned about anything like that happening now. Because I assume it's something that you choose. A lot of streamers I see that do run ads every so often, they specifically mention, like, oh, we're running an ad, or, like, they have a bot in their chat that talks about it or something. You know what I mean? I've seen it before. I've watched a few streamers where they say that specifically. They're like, oh, we're running an ad, and then boom, ad appears. Wow. You know what I mean? But, you know, thankfully I'm not able to. Well, thankfully in a way. Thankfully for you guys, not so thankfully for me. If that makes any sense. Anyways, I'm just gonna face the middle. I will say the one downside of this game is that it can hurt your wrist after a while. But I feel like that's to be expected with the constant, you know, moving your mouse. But at the same time, what do I know? I'm no doctor. I ain't no doctor. And I'm not gonna try peddling no info to you like that, because I'm not the one who's supposed to be. Besides, if you wanted info like that, you could probably just look it up. I mean, we live in the age of the internet. You can look a lot of things up, you know? What is this? Ah, Spampton. First theme. I put in both Spampton themes on mine. On my little playlist here, just because. Lord. Heck, once I figure out how to, like, get, like, a ROM or something like that on my computer, and I can, like, you know, get into its files for, like, I don't know, the ROM for Super Mario Galaxy or something like that. Once I figure that out, then I can, like, actually get, like, a good, full-on playlist for, like, a whole ton of cool games and stuff like that, that I... Like, hell... If I got, like, the Sonic Gems collection, like, if I got that ROM, I'd just straight up boot up, like, Sonic CD's music, or like, fucking, Sonic the Fighter's music. I swear, you people don't appreciate Sonic the Fighters as much as I do. Nobody does, which is understandable. Game kinda sucks in comparison to a lot of modern day fighters, but shut up, I like it. You've gotta know its flaws to determine whether you like it or not properly, without just being like, oh, I like it, why? I don't know, you know? I will admit it's a lot of nostalgia with that one, but I don't know, I just like it, okay? It's the only fighter that I'm at least decently competent at, and that's saying something in the age of auto combos. You know, an auto combo where you just, like, sit there, hit one button over and over again, and, like, I don't know, Goku or something automatically does, like, this cool light kicks combo or something like that. It's like, whoa, I did that? It's like, yeah, you did, and all you had to do is press one button. Huh? What the fuck? Wait, it didn't just disappear. Hey, something's changed, alright. What the fuck just happened? I was just like looking down and doing nothing, and then I just look up when they see that message. It's just like, what do you mean? What the fuck? I don't even know what the beam is in the first place, but it's just like, I'm looking down and nothing's happening. I'm rambling on about stuff. I look up and then I see the message and it's like, wait, what? When did that happen? Thanks, Gerson. Your theme is helping amplify this, I guess. If anything, it's just giving me a great music to listen to. Heck, if y'all liked the background music idea, I could just straight up like make it a little quieter and like put it in a normal stream too, so that way it's like when the game stuff isn't going on or whatever, I can just like you have like a really light background music to hear when I'm just like quiet or something, you know? Like, that'd be neat. I see some streamers do that, namely Simple Flips. Shout out to Simple Flips, as you know. Anybody who knows Simple Flips, you know Simple Flips, so hey. Congratulations. Genuinely, so what I strive to be like, because he's just chill, weird, and does shit. He just does shit on stream, and it's great. And not in a bad way. In a like, I'm playing this game, can I do this stupid shit to make this happen type thing. You know what I mean? I know I'm not really being as interesting as a lot of other players that this game might be with their PowerWash Sim streams or whatever, but I don't care. I'm having fun. I'm having fun, and I can only assume that at least one or two of you is just here chilling and having a good time. Just, you know, watching and listening to the Deltarune music I've got in the background. Which, I need to remind you, it's not that hard at all to just go into the files and just be like, oh, hey, I'm just gonna take the music. Like, Gizmo don't. Like, Deltarune straight up has, like, an entire folder in there, which is really easy to find, just titled MUS. And you just go into the MUS folder. Congratulations, you have access to everything. All the music, a lot of the sound bites and stuff, as long as they're not, like, proper sound effects, you know what I mean? But, like, a lot of things are listed down there. Like, hell, there's a heartbeat sound effect in there for some reason. There's a heartbeat sound effect in the music folder, which is really concerning for some reason. But, like, you get it. There's a whole lot of cool little musics in there, and it's like, oh wow, that's nice. And I just have access to it because Toby Fox and whoever designed the music folder and like how do you access everything in this game is really goddamn nice. And it's just like, you know what, fans, go get it. You got the raw music data, make something out of it. And they do most of the time. Gizmo. Cat. Climbing around on my dresser. Yeah, well, that part isn't bad. It's when she tries to go behind my dresser, and it's like, no, don't go behind the goddamn dresser, cat. Why would you design a window like this? Genuinely, why would you want a window that's squared? I don't... Like, that doesn't look good. It really doesn't, in my opinion. Wow, that missed everything. Oh well. There we go. You know, I wonder, I just put it on shuffle, but I didn't actually put it on, like, repeat, so will any of the songs repeat? I feel like that's a good question that I don't think I've bothered asking yet. Like, we clearly haven't heard all of the music. I know I haven't. Like, there's a few in there that I know I've definitely not heard over yet, but hey, it's just a question. Case in point. Alright, come on. Get the trim done. Come on. What's missing on this trim? Oh, got it. Well, it's the entire bottom floor, I guess. Oh boy, now for the rest of it. Also, what's missing on this trim now?
What?
What the hell is missing? I don't know, can I blast the top or something? Yeah, I can. Okay, awesome. Oh, good lord, we have so much left. Look at this. That's not even counting the other bits up top. Oh my god. Ah! Because I wanted to do this. How do you people even let this stuff get so dirty in the first place? Genuinely. Oh hey, a new job is available. Greatest announcement in the history of our country, uh-huh. What, are you setting up a parade for yourself or something? Because if I remember right, that's like the pompous-ass mayor guy who sucked ass. I think. Ah! Okay, almost done. There we go. Oh boy. I feel like starting with just this top is gonna be the easiest part. Especially because I'm gonna want to keep like backing up off of this thing and I keep falling. It'll be so much easier to just get this all done rather than deal with it later. They keep falling off when all the rest of this place is going to be done easily by just standing on the edge of this and pressing C and then looking left and right and left and right. Na 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 na. You know? Good music, though. Dang, it's only been a half hour? We've actually gotten through this a little bit faster than I thought I would. God damn. Hot ziggity. Don't fall. Do not fall. Almost done. There we go. Doesn't help that there's another layer of this stuff. It really doesn't. Ah, the Roaring Night. Love the theme. Love the theme. Meanwhile, we're power washing in the background, listening to this intense-ass music. Kinda love the contrast, if I can be honest. It's fucking hilarious. I love the contrast between it. It's pretty fucking great. Not to mention, it's also just a pretty banging theme in the first place, so hey. However, I feel like I might be the only one actually hearing it over the power washer noises and all that. Because I've got my speakers right in front of me, and I'm looking at the stuff on Twitch, or my OBS rather. It looks like it's well, my voice is definitely overshadowing it. My voice is definitely overshadowing it, but you know. Fossil? That is indeed a fossil. Huh, I didn't think it was. Alright then. That and that short little pause gave my wrist a little bit of time. I told you, this game, when you're moving your mouse constantly like this, it can hurt. Okay, almost done with the top trim. Top of the first layer of trim. Look, as long as this game doesn't get any of those stupid carnival fair or whatever things that they got in the first game, we'll be good. If anybody remembers playing through the first game, well, I should say if anybody did play through the first game, story mode, whatever, you'll remember there was an entire subsect of levels that dedicated to, like, carnival stuff. You know, some stuff that made a little more sense, some, like, I guess. And then they just hit you with, like, oh, an entire Ferris wheel where each of the cabins is like that, and also every bit of the beams and all of that. It went from, this is nice to just go about, to, oh my god, this is so annoying. I'll gladly take taking 2 hours to do a single building over that. Like, really. I swear to God, they really went out of their way to make it so annoying with some of those, you know? There we go. Finally, the top of everything is done. And like I said, I can just do this. Oh, sorry. I just clicked with myself there of like, wait, you're not saying anything. I zoned the fuck out. I said I would. Ah! I said I'd zone the fuck out at least once. It will happen again. It will happen again. I can't be the only one who does it, but like, you ever just like you're listening to music and you're just like imagining stuff going on in your mind with like the characters and all that? It's like, whoa. Imagine like a fight scene going on with like the beat of the music. Whoa. You know, stuff like that. Ah, shit. I definitely can't be the only one who does that, right? Right? Anyways, put that up there. Put that there. There we go. Let's get the rest of that. Whatever I can get from here without having to move. As I'd rather not move, because I will fall off inevitably. And that would suck. Alright. You know what's a really odd game that I was just like, dang, I wish they made more of it, just like out of the sudden? Fucking Peggle. I don't know, I I was just like thinking like, man, what if there was skylights in this house? And then the thought of skylights somehow drifted to Peggle. And I know exactly why, too. When I was younger, like, okay, so something I should note is Valve actually did make a free Peggle game called, like, Peggle Extreme, which is just, like, it's Peggle, but it's got, like, a whole ton of Valve stuff with it. It's like, alright, that's cool. Why? Just because. It's free, even. You can download it right now, just for no reason whatsoever. And that's okay. Wait, that counts as a surround? Huh, interesting. But, like, the title screen is a head crab on that little, like, unicorn dude's, like, you know, fucking horn. Like, impaled on it. And a younger me saw that and was like, oh my god, that's terrifying! So... oh, Jesus. My grandma's house had skylights, so younger me somehow connected head crabs to that must come from the sky. So I'd like look up at the skylight every so often and be like, oh god, I hope nothing jumps down at me. Did anyone else have any sort of like really dumb thoughts about stuff like that? Just like after seeing something that's honestly pretty mundane, and it just like sticks with you in a weird way that you didn't expect. And I don't mean a weird way as in like, you know, something that you probably shouldn't share with the class. I mean weird as in like what's it, like a random fear that just stuck with you for no reason until you got a little bit older and were like, wait, that's dumb. You got a little older and you realized, wait a minute, what the hell? I feel like everyone sometime in their life, especially when they're younger, has 100% had some sort of like dumb little thing that they saw in a game, that or a movie or a comic book or anything really, where it was like you didn't quite understand it fully. It was like meant for, or it was like something you didn't know. Like again, the head crab thing that I just brought up. Like you didn't know about it entirely, so then you just like started connecting dots in your mind that didn't exist in reality of what you were looking at, and you're just like, oh god, oh no, this thing is gonna happen to me or whatever, and it's like that's not even how it works. I thought TV shows were real. That's not the most weird. I can see the thought process, honestly. Like I could see like a little kid watching like Power Rangers or something and just being like, whoa, that must be real, because you know it's like, oh, that didn't take place in America, it took place in Japan. I think that's where most of the Power Rangers stuff was filmed. So like you'd see all the signs in the background and like languages you didn't understand and stuff, and you're like, whoa, that's not here. That must have happened. I didn't hear about that on the news. You know what I mean? Like that one I can actually say is like, you know, that's plausible. That's plausible for a little kid thing to think, and then you get a little older and you're like, no, that doesn't make sense. That'd be cool, but it doesn't make sense. Okay, sometimes it'd be cool. There are some TV shows I'm kind of glad aren't real. Yet there's a lot of them out there where it'd be like, damn, that'd be sick. Like you see some TV shows out there and you're like, man, they're in this cool world of magic and stuff, and like you, why isn't that real? That'd be awesome. And then there's other ones out there where it's like, like Bones. Yes, there's a show out there just literally called Bones. I'm a fan of it. It's like crime solving, but using what do you think? And it's like, alright, I'm glad that ain't real. Some of those things get pretty freaky. But you get what I mean. It's more like I believe every show is based on a true story. Okay. Alright. Alright, yeah, that's a little less plausible. Again, sometimes I feel like that makes a little more sense. But it depends. It very much depends on what show you'd be talking about in the moment. Because some things I'd definitely be able to sit there and be like, okay, I can see how you think that's based off a true story of some kind. And then other things, it's like, hold on, buddy. Especially, mainly the ones with, like, live-action people going about them. Those ones I can 100% see, like, yeah, I can see that being thought of as real. Is that the end of my playlist of Deltarune things that I brought up here? I'm gonna check that after this one's done. So I watched the original Lion King. I thought it was a true story. If it was a true story, things would have played out extremely differently. If you know anything about how, like, animals are, that everything would have gone so wildly differently that the movie wouldn't have happened. But I mean, I don't know if that one's more or less plausible than something else. I'm willing to say no. Hey, every kid had their own thing. Heck, sometimes I still do this to myself, but when I was younger, even now, I love looking around at, like, horror games and stuff. And yet, I'm someone who's got a fear of the dark. So you can see the problems connecting already. Like, I see all this horror content, and I'm like, oh, that's sick, I don't think anything of it, and then I go, like, look down a dark hallway, even though I know it's perfectly safe, and my mind will tell me, like, hey, there's something there, and I'm like, Like, logically, I know that that's stupid, and that it's like, it's a video game, none of that's real. But in the back of my mind, it'll just be like, ooh, it's real, and I'm like, You know what the stupid thing that got me when I was younger? That looking at it now, I'm just like, what the fuck was wrong with me? How did that scare me? The stupid thing that got me when I was younger... I can't even keep a straight face when I'm saying it. Fucking... Oh my god. Fucking Sonic.exe. I'm not kidding. I do find it interesting what people can come up with that simple concept nowadays. But come on, it's stupid in a good way at this point. It's stupid. It's okay, I once believed in Slender Man too. Alright, well, that one's a little more fair. I'm actually willing to say that's a little more fair. Cause it wasn't, hey, look, it's a copy of Sonic that got possessed by a demon. It's, no, this is just like a man who lives in the woods who kidnaps people. Like, that's a whole lot more believable than possessed Sonic game, now isn't it? It really is, even saying that now, and I'm like, actually hearing what Slender Man is coming out of my mouth here, it's like, you know what? That does sound more believable. It's like if you were younger and you read up on the Jeff the Killer creepypasta, that's probably also really believable, despite how unbelievably stupid the Jeff the Killer creepypasta is. Like, here's one for you. If you want to see just how kind of funny a lot of those things are, go back and read the original creepypastas for them. Like, really. If you've ever, like, seen a reading of Jeff the Killer creepypasta, or Slender Man creepypasta, or any of them, A lot of them are really goddamn funny when you look at them now. I'm not kidding. Like the Jeff the Killer one, I listened to someone read over it while laughing along with it with their friends. It's so dumb. It's so dumb that it's funny. Like, I can see what they were trying to go for. I get the vision. But holy fuck, dude. You made it funny. Bro, do you know the Sonic EXE lore? I don't entirely, but I know it. At first, I remember seeing it and it was like, somebody tried to make a creepypasta about, like, oh, hey, creepy possessed Sonic game that'll kill you if you play it. And it's like, okay, I can see, like, possessed game being freaky and all that. I can see where you're coming from with that being a scary thing. But nowadays, it's like, no, there's like, it's like a demon inside of it, and it's like, I don't even really know entirely. I don't even know entirely. Like, I've kept up with seeing what they do with that concept, because, again, especially nowadays, a lot of those creepypastas they're actually getting treated extremely well. Like, people are making really good stories that you can actually sit down and say, okay, wait, this is good. Which is really surprising. But looking back at the older stuff, or like the mid stuff, like, you know, middle before it started and before nowadays thing, some of that stuff is really wild. Did you know there was an entire Sonic.exe game that was that had full-on fucking, like, voice acting and, like, multiple endings and all sorts of shit that's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I remember that. I remember looking over the original story. Again, with those same people that read over the Jeff the Killer one, they were laughing their asses off the whole time. But it is really funny. The whole lore is like, they find a gaming tape, they find a disc of Sonic, or they get... No, wait, I remember it. They get left a disc of Sonic from their friend who's, like, disappeared all of a sudden. And they don't know why. They get left of it, and the disc says something along the lines of, destroy it, he's too fast for me. They're like, what the hell's that mean? They play the disc, and it's like, oh, that's Sonic, that's pretty great. And then of course, you know, the red title screen, Sega 666, blah, 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 we all know that part. We know how Sonic.exe goes, and everyone knows it. You play the 3 characters, the characters die, you get the Kefka laugh for some reason. I don't know why the Kefka laugh is there. They could have come up with an original laugh, but no, they went with Kefka from Final Fantasy VI. Like, you see the guy go through all of that, and then he's talking about how scared he is this whole time. and then he looks over on his bed, and there's just a Sonic plush that just, with like a note on it or something, and he screams, and the story ends. When you're younger, you're like, oh no, oh my goodness. But then you look at it now, and you're like, dude, that's fucking hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Once again, though, I've got to bring up, dude, people know how to do a good product with something really dumb. People really do. Because if you really... I remember back again when I was younger, around when the EXE thing was all, you know, huge, I'll say the least, because it was huge online, in the online horror scene. There was so many, like, really, really bad ones out there where it's just like, hey, look at character in game. game has blood now. Look at jump scare. That's it. That was all of them back then. But then you look at some of the content that they make with like the simple concept of a possessed game or like anything along that line, and you're like, whoa, hold on. How did we go from funny blue hedgehog murders things with really bad graphics to this is actually good? Like, I don't know how they take it. Do you know Eyeless Jack? I do not. I do not know what this Eyeless Jack is. Is it like a YouTube channel, or is it another, creepy story? Because from the name, it sounds like it'd be like a creepypasta or a YouTube channel. It could go either way, like, completely. Creepypasta, but it's so cheap as well. Oh, no. Damn it. Oh, it's at its max. Pumpkin, Gizmo. So, like, what is this Eyeless Jack story then? Is it like a man with no eyes goes on a murder spree or something like that, and they try to play it up as creepy, but then you actually sit down and read it, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Dude named Jack got bullied. Someone poured pure hot oil into his eyes, then killed everybody. The end. That's just Jeff the Killer, but with oil and... I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding, man. I've sat down and had like listened to the reading of Jeff the Killer's thing, and his whole thing is like he's getting bullied. He goes to the party that his parents forced him to go to. He gets gasoline poured on him, gets lit on fire. Somehow this turns his skin white, and then he like fucking kills the bullies with super strength or something. And then like that somehow breaks him and he goes insane, cuts his face, and then there you go, Jeff the Killer. Like, what? It's the same story, but they just added a few ticks onto it just to make it work. Honestly, though, that's fucking hilarious. Though, again, I'm gonna bring up the Sonic EXE for comparison. People could definitely make something good out of that simple story concept, even Jeff the Killer's. And even though it's really stupid when you take a step back and look at it, people could genuinely make a good idea out of it. They really could. And I don't mean just cheap jump scare bait. I hate cheap jump scare horror games. I feel like that's not even a common sentiment of hating when they do that. Everybody's played a lot of horror games where the jump scares are completely unearned, or it's just like, hey, we're gonna have like 60 things fly at the screen, get scared by it, and Bob's your uncle. You know the Jeff the Killer image? I do. I don't think people have actually found its origin. I think that's still something that people are still trying to figure the hell out. Like, where the hell did that come from? If it is, that's surprising. If people have managed to find it, good on you. Also, my music did reset. God damn it. Play it again. We restart the playlist. There's an original pick? Really? People did find the original. Well, okay, they did, but they didn't, I should say. Because the image is very clearly like a photoshopped thing. Obviously. Like, it's an original image of someone's face, and then it had to be like photoshopped of like a person. They photoshopped some smile and the eyes onto it. Take a guess. If I had to take a guess of what the original Jeff the Killer image was, I'd probably just have to say it's like a dude in white makeup or Michael Myers. Just straight up like Michael Myers, but they heavily edited it with a stupid smile or whatever, so they didn't have to bother with the skin. I get the feeling I'm very off. I get the feeling that I'm very off. It's a random Japanese girl trying skincare. Oh my god. You're kidding me! Here I was thinking, like, okay, the guy who made the creepypasta didn't want to naggle with, like, photoshopping the skin color, so they just, like, grabbed the Michael Myers mask, or someone wearing, like, makeup for, like, theater or something like that. I don't know. But no, apparently it's a Japanese girl trying fucking makeup on. What? If anything, the skin's the normal thing? Well, that's believable then, because makeup. Makeup or skincare, then. But then that brings up the question of, what about the other part? Because, like, where did the freaky-ass smile and the eyes come from, then? Because that is a standalone image. I know that's a standalone image, because that's used in a lot of other things where people don't want to try too hard. So, like, that's the part that I want to know where it came from, mostly. Because it's surprisingly common to see. Like, one of them that I remember seeing it in is, there's this one thing, it's like an SCP where it's just like you go down an infinite staircase, but, like, a monster's there. It'll just, like, grab you randomly because okay. And it uses that little face that they use for the Jeff the Killer image, you know, as the face of the monster. What I want to know is, where did that come from? Because I don't think it originated with the SCP, because I'm pretty sure the SCP existed after Jeff the Killer. You know what I mean? Shit. The smile kind of looked like Smile Dog. That was also edited, though. So we're just going down a rabbit hole here of this comes from this, but this can't come from this because this came from that, and this came from that. So where did the original of this come from that come from? You know what I mean? Like, it starts out simple, and then it's just like, hold on, this keeps going down the loop. We're going down a spiral. We're spiraling. God, looking back at so many of those old creepypastas is hilarious. It really is. Some of them I can rationally see being like, okay, that can be pretty spooky. But some of them are so fucking funny. One of the ones that kills me every time I read it because of how stupid it is. And have any of you ever heard of the fucking Squidward suicide one? Oh my god, it's so dumb. It really is. It really is. Have any of you actually sat down and heard, like, gone through the creepypasta, or, like, again, like, listen to people read about it and, like, laugh their asses off with it while you're also laughing your ass off at it? 'Cause, dude, it's fucking funny. It's fucking funny. You might go, that's like, damn, that's fucked up, but at the same time, it's so stupid you can't take it too seriously. Like, really. It doesn't have fucked up bits in it? Yeah, but I don't know, that's every creepypasta. But it's so dumb that I'm left sitting there like, how the hell did you come up with this? This is hilarious. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. What do you want, phone? Another robotext. I hate those. I haven't been getting too many of them recently, but I still hate them. Ugh, God. I wish there was just, like, something you could put on your phone to just, like, block any numbers like that. Like, Lord, I wish. Hey, whatever. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, right. Other than mentioning how dumb the Squidward suicide fucking, creepypasta is, because it really is dumb when you sit down and read it. It really is. Like, I can genuinely appreciate what a lot of those creepypastas did, like, bring to the internet. Because while they're really dumb and really laughable half the time, they did bring a lot of, like, people who make content about horror stuff a lot of really good ideas. A lot of really bad ideas, but a lot of really good ideas. Like, one of my standout examples that I could think of, like, people using Sonic.exe and saying, like, hey, we actually made something good out of this for once, that's not just laughable jokiness, unless you're Markiplier playing it. That one where it's like Sonic EYX. Don't know where he came up with the name from, but, like, they actually did that, and it's like, okay, wait, hold on. You actually made something good using Sonic.exe? What the fuck? I never would have thought that would be possible. Especially because, like nowadays, especially, there's people doing, like, good content with that concept all over, and it's like, wow. You guys are doing amazing with this. For such a silly little concept that I never would have thought would take off, it's like, hot damn. Meanwhile, you still have the 90% of slop where it's just like, hey, we made generic-looking, like, evil Sonic, or evil character within Sonic Universe, or Mario, or something like that, I don't know. And they're just like, hey, look at spooky thing, and then you just sort of get jump scared, it does something wild, makes a loud noise in your face, I don't know, closes the game, or shakes the screen around, or some shit, and wow, boom, done. Yippee. What a horror experience, ladies and gentlemen. Yay. You know? Like, you get the occasional really great one, but 90% of them are still that. Hi, Pumpkin. Hi, Pumpkin. Hi, Pumpkin. Hi, Pumpkin. Yes. Hi. Here's a question for y'all in chat. What would you describe the ideal, like, horror game? I don't mean setting, I don't mean, like, describe, like, what you're thinking, like, I mean, like, how would you describe the best way to, like, instill horror, I should say? Like, the jump scares do it? Because I feel like jump scares wear down really quickly. Especially with something in the case of, like, FNAF. Like, you're trying to play the game, and then you get jump scared, and then you have to redo a section because you lost. Ugh. At some point, it stops being scary and just starts getting really annoying. I feel like that might be something that I'm thinking, but I don't know. I don't really talk FNAF too much. Or is it like stuff that makes you paranoid or whatever, or is it just like a atmosphere that gets you? You know what I mean? Because if it's me talking, it's the paranoia atmosphere part. Until you know what's going on. Like, I've talked up Voices of the Void as one of the best horror games I've ever played. And I still stand by that. but now I know what a lot of the events are. Like I have the knowledge of what a lot of things in the game are, so a lot of things in the game, when they happen, I'm just like, oh, it's this event. Oh, this is happening. Oh, wow, look at this. And it doesn't spook me anymore. I'll admit that one's slightly self-induced in a way. But I love it when the game you're playing and it tries to scare you, but it doesn't do it in a way that's like, hey, we're gonna jump you. They do it in a way of, like, a really slow build-up. You know what I mean? Like a slow build-up in a way of, like you don't know what's going to happen or when it's going to happen. And it gets you. I don't mean psychological horror, because that's a whole nother basket of insanity. What I mean is, like, again, the way I'm describing it, like Voices of the Void. Random events can happen at any time, but you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know when it's going to happen, and you don't know what is happening unless you're already aware of it beforehand. Like, really? My first playthrough of Voices of the Void, which it's not done, it doesn't have, like, a defined ending, but you get what I mean, though, kind of, right? My first play around with it, there's a lot of random events, a lot of, like, permanent story events that get you, too, but, you know. But a lot of random events can just happen that you don't know are going to happen, but you know something is going to happen. So you're left in, like, a permanent state of on edge. Like when I started playing the game, I refused to go outside during nighttime, which is actually your ideal time to go out. Honestly, it really is. I refused to because I was like, no way. There could be something in the dark that's terrifying. And meanwhile, nowadays, if I were to play it, I'd just go out at night and just be like, hey, buddy, anything out here? I want to see something. Come on. I want to see something. And then nothing happens. Nothing happens 90% of the time. Although that one I will chalk up to me just having really shitty luck. Like, I'm left here like, I really want these spooky events and stuff like this to happen, yet they never do because I get unlucky with my luck with these events. And, like, come on, I want a cool event to happen, but no. Like, there's this one event that isn't really an event, but it still gets me because it hasn't happened to me. There's this one event where, like, the fucked up head of, like, one of the models of one of the characters in the game can just, like, it's meant to charge at you if you go out of bounds. Okay, that's fair. Specifically, if you go out of bounds in a very specific map that requires you to go out of bounds in the first place in. So it's like a secret on top of a secret on top of a secret, in a way. Like, you need to go out of bounds in the first place, and then after you go out of bounds, you need to go out of bounds in the out of bounds map, and then it'll get you for going out of bounds. Okay, yeah, sure. But there is an extremely, and I do mean extremely rare chance, like, so low that only single-digit amount of people have actually managed that to happen to them, chance of that happening on the normal map, under normal circumstances, where literally nothing is going on, and it just gets you, just because it feels like it. And, like, that fact alone, the fact that it can still happen to me, even though I didn't do anything to trigger it or anything, that freaks me the hell out. Like, it still leaves me in a state of I'm on edge most of the time. Because I'm still left there sitting there like, oh god, is it gonna happen? This is terrifying me. Is it gonna happen to me? Will it happen today? Will it happen this time while I'm playing? And then after like an hour of playing, you just like forget about it. At least I do. I like forget that event is a possibility, and I don't think about it. So if it were to happen when I just stopped thinking about it and stopped thinking like, oh, it'll happen, that would be even more terrifying, you know? I don't know how else I can describe that type of horror other than like it plants a seed in the back of your mind and just leaves you to think. It's all up to your brain to nail you in a way that scares you. However, it's also up to the game to get you when you least expect it. I.e., when you forget an event is like a possibility of happening, and then it just happens. You know? Ah, damn it, I tried to parkour. I parkoured on it earlier. Like, there's this one horror game that's coming out real soon, I hope. That's called, like, Kitty Cart 64. I think I've brought this up on stream before, but might as well bring it up again on the topic of horror games. But, like, it replicates the Mario Kart 64 feeling, like, somehow perfectly. And when I say perfectly, I really do mean perfectly. Like, the characters are all sprites that, like, do the Mario Kart 64 leaning and all of that stuff. It's got the weird drift. It's got, you know, like, the voice and all of that. It's like, how did you do this? You nailed it. You nailed the aesthetic perfectly. And yet it's full of a whole ton of... It starts out fine, and then it just gets fucked up. But it doesn't just get fucked up immediately. You have to trigger it getting fucked up. So it leaves you in a state of, like confusion in a way. Where, like in the demo of it, that is available on itch.io, I think. Unless they took it down to prepare for, like, the full release eventually or something like that. I don't know. But, like, in the demo of it, it starts out fine. Where it's like, okay, you're doing just like a 3 laps around this one course. Okay, cool. Do your 3 laps, and then after the 3 laps, it doesn't end. Nothing happens. Which, that 100% would just leave you sitting there alone in the track, just like, what's going on? I did 3 laps. Is something supposed to happen now? So, you just drive around a little more. What you're actually supposed to do is drive off the edge. No, really. You drive off the edge and it leads you into a completely different map out of nowhere. And in this completely different map, which, if I'm remembering how the demo goes, you get led into map 2, I'll call it, which, if I'm remembering things, is... Is it the muddy one? Yeah, I think it is. It's this mud-filled, like, arena or something like that. You know, like, you'd expect monster trucks to be going around, yeah. But no, it's you. Just like you in your little dinky little cart, yippee. And there's like an NPC or 2 around who just tell you to get away from them. Which, of course, great, whoop-de-doo. It's like, so what are you supposed to do in this map? Everything's sinking into the mud, including you. So, you can either A, try making it to the other end of the map to talk with this NPC you can't reach, which you have to get there fast, otherwise you can't reach them. Ah, shit, I fell. And it's like you get that, or you just go into the mud and you're just like, hey, next map. What game is that? It's not out yet, but you can actually find and wishlist it on Steam. It has the stupidest name for what I'm describing it as, but it's called Kitty Cart 64. really, it's called Kitty Cart 64, and I would describe it as, okay, this horror game might actually be peak. If you want a great example of what I'm talking about, I would highly recommend looking them up on Twitter. I'm not kidding. Looking them up on Twitter. They go under Skrunklesoft Games, which again, that does not point horror game. That does not point to horror game with a name like Skrunklesoft. But on Twitter, you can find them as either Skrunklesoft or as Kitty Cart 64. I forget which one. But they've been showing some of, like, the things that they've been going through with, like, their production. Some of, like, the jump scares, some of the horror stuff. And holy shit. You'd think it'd be like, oh, look, we're gonna make, like, another haunted-looking game thing. But no. No, they're not. One of their most recent tweets that they put out, it's called, like, baditem.mp4 is what they call it. Holy shit. Genuinely, that is one of, like, the best scares I've seen in a game. And it's not even, like, a full-on jump scare or something. It's more of, like, it seems fine. And then it starts to go on, and you're just left sitting there looking at your screen like, what the fuck? That's the best way I can possibly describe it. Oh wait, I know this game? Yeah, you've probably seen it before. I remember a few YouTubers played its demo a while back. I remember that. So, you know. Like, I saw somebody playing through the demo a while back. That's how I know of it. Oh. The hell is this merman thing? Weird. Like, but that's how I know about it. And their full release is going to come eventually. But if you ever... Yeah, the original game was just made for a game contest. Yeah, made for a game jam. And then they decided, you know what? We'll make a full game on it. And... like I told you, some of the stuff they've been posting over on their Twitter about, like, you know, showing off some of the things, like, really cryptically showing off some of the things. They don't describe the area, they don't describe anything. It's just a video with just the game sound effects, a file name, and just, like, the game. That's it. And it's all shot through, like, a VHS-looking thing. You might point your hand and go, oh, analog horror, which I honestly think is really stupid. It really is. I really think analog horror is stupid half the time. Sometimes they make a good one, but, you know. But holy shit. The one that they posted that made me immediately go, I need to get this game when it comes out. Baditem.mp4. If I knew how, I'd show you what the hell the jump is. It's not even a jump scare. I'd show you what it is on stream, but I don't know how to do that, for one. There's some good analog horror, but yeah, most is stupid. It really is. A lot of them is just like if I can just, like, make a fictitious one up right now. It's like, this one's about the painter. All we get is, like, his paint. We get to see his paintings, and they say that this painting is called Jerking It in the Night. And it's just a painting of someone jerking off next to a dead body that looks like they've been jerked off to death. Yeah. And they expect you to be scared about it. You might think I'm making, like, a really bad rip about something, but that really is what it feels like a lot of analog horrors are. You can only list 5 good ones and the rest are bad to mediocre. Exactly. That's exactly it, too. And even then, I'm not interested in analog horror. A lot of them are just so dumb that it kind of turned me off to the whole concept of it. It's like when you see something, like, extremely popular come out, people decide to make their, like, videos and their rips and their reviews and all of that. And then you see so much of it that you just get desensitized to it, and you're like, I don't want to check out the original thing because I feel like I've already seen everything there is because everybody else did it for me. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the best way I can describe it. And what I'm describing is exactly what happened with Squid Game. If any of you know what Squid Game is, back when the first season of it came out, people would not stop talking about it, it felt like. And I heard so much about it that it turned me off to the entire concept of it completely, and I just refuse to watch it now, because it's like, you've told me everything I need to know within, like, the first week of it existing. I don't need to see it anymore. if that makes any sense. Oh wait, I have my phone right next to me. I could just tell you guys what to look up on Twitter to go find this Kitty Cart 64 thing, because I'm still raving about that, and still raving about, holy shit, this is great. Hold on. Let me look it up. Is it this? No, it doesn't look like it. How about... There it is. Oh, they go by Kitty Cart 64 at Scrunklesock. That's it. They've got their latest video, which is even pinned on their goddamn account, is called bad item _ encounter, and it is genuinely one of the best sort of scares I've seen come out of a horror game in years. It is genuinely one of the best made that I can think of in literal years. Any of the big names or whatever out there that did it? Yeah, no, nah. FNAF has really been falling off. Bendy and the Ink Machine, well, they're coming out with new stuff nowadays, so I'm at least interested. Poppy Playtime? We don't talk about Poppy Playtime. Anything else? There isn't really anything else out there. There isn't anything else that I can qualify as mainstream big horror, I guess I could say. Garden of Penvan. Ugh, don't even. That's awful, man. Ugh, I hate that stupid thing. Even when I first saw the first game come out, I was like, oh my god, this looks so terrible. I was left thinking, like, I could fucking do better, and I have literally zero experience in any of those things. Poppy Playtime is still better than that shit. It is. There's a reason why I didn't even bring that name up in the first place, because it doesn't deserve to be talked about. It's that bad. And for some reason, they keep making more of them. God. You know, I was thinking about it at work, but there are some horror experiences out there that manage to do the chapter system, as I like to call it, really well. Even some non-horror things, like Deltarune, that does the chapter-based system. Most horror games now are shit and good ones are remasters. That's true. Again, that's why I'm putting Kitty Cart on such a big pillar here, because it's actually really fucking good looking, and it's made by just random people out there that have 16 posts on their Twitter account. I'm not kidding. They did 16 posts total, and what the fuck? Yeah, and it's indie, so it got plus point. True. Like, remember Shipwrecked 664? People talked about that a lot, and then they stopped because, well, it was an ARG, actually, so it took a lot of, like, puzzling and work, and it was really cool. It kind of died out, but I'd say that's understandable, because, like I just said, it was an ARG, so once people figured out the puzzles, there wasn't anything left to figure out. It told all its story right there in the game. You just needed to figure it out through the puzzles and stuff. So that one makes sense, but it got its fair time honestly. It got its fair time, it did everything right, and it turned out as a really great game. Speaking of ARG, what do you think is the best ARG ever? You want me to be honest? I don't know ARGs. I really don't. I really don't, man. The only ARG that I, like, know anything about is fucking Shipwreck 64. And even then, I'm not smart enough to figure out half of that crap, so I just left that to people on YouTube and just sort of was like, you know what, I'll just watch from a distance via their YouTube channels and just be like, whoa, that's awesome. Like, do I want to know how they did these puzzles? Yeah, I want to know how, but I'm not smart enough. Do you know the Kanye Quest 3000 Cult ARG? That one I actually do know. That. When I first caught wind of hearing that, I was like, that sounds so stupid, there's no way that's true, and then it's true. There's like, you hear that, and you're like, there's no way, right? And then you like, actually bother looking into it, and you're like, oh my god, it's real. It's real. What do you mean that is real? Like that, and it's such an insane sentence, too. The Kanye Quest 3000 ARG. Oh no, wait, I even said that wrong. The Kanye Quest Reincarnation Cult ARG. Like, if I said that to someone who didn't know what I was talking about, they'd be like, are you insane? What the fuck are you talking about? But no, it's real. I only saw it because I saw a guy named Oddheader on YouTube, who I like to watch because he talks over like unused stuff in games that's like weird and creepy, and it's like, why was this cut? Or like, you know, like stuff like that, like secrets in games that are super weird. And he actually went over that one, and man, my guy even got an interview with the man who made that game, and talked to him about his whole everything going on with that. I'm not kidding. He got a full-on interview with them. That, if it wasn't him, it was someone else. And I don't remember exactly what the contents of it, but even MatPat made videos on it. He did? I don't remember MatPat making videos on it. God damn. Wow. Huh. That honestly makes it even funnier, in my opinion. But, oh, what was I saying? Oh, right. I think only some games have managed to do the chapter system right, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like you release the chapters periodically over a set point of time. You know, Deltarune. And when I say very few have done it right, I mean that. Like, Deltarune, that did it great. Bendy and the Ink Machine, it kind of fell off, but it did it great too, in my opinion. Because it started out free with the first two chapters, and then when the third one came out, then they had you pay for it, because, well, you got the first two free, and then the third one onwards is like, okay, one-time payment, you get them all. Sure, that actually makes a whole lot of sense, actually. And then you get something like Poppy Playtime. They're sitting there like, hey, what if we made the first game free, and then we make every single chapter onwards paid DLC that you have to have the first game in order to even play in the first place. And then they just, it's like, what? You could have had it be so good. You could have had the simple concept of, hey, we make the first chapter, and then we just sort of, you know, make it so that way when we release chapter 2, we have a flat price point that we just sort of come up with, and then go off of that. But no. And don't even get me started on Shart of Piss. Yeesh, I don't even want to say the name of it right because I hate it that much. They're like, hey, we're going to release the first chapter that's paid, and with literally day one that it's released,
There's a merch store. Literally day one that it's released, there's a teaser for a second chapter that's also paid. And then a third one that's also paid. And then it just kept going down the line, and now here we are with their 9th total game in this stupid thing, and they don't show any plans of slowing down. And it really pisses me off. It really pisses me off, man. Remembers Life is Strange? I do not. I do not. I will be real with you. I don't remember it at all. I think I remember once I had like a demo of it on the Xbox 360 because it got like released as for free with Xbox Live Gold, and that's it. My knowledge of Life is Strange ends like there. I got nothing, man. The only other thing I know about it is like, apparently there's this one point where you're like locked in a room or something, and there's like codes written down everywhere, and you've got to figure out a pretty cool puzzle, actually. Kind of like Telltale games. Oh, I love Telltale games. It's so sad that they shut down. I love Telltale. God. I'm one of the very few people out there that you'll find that that will defend Minecraft story mode to their last goddamn breath. You cannot convince me that it was bad. Hot take, but I like Walking Dead, at least season 1. Is that a hot take? There's no way that's a hot take. That one was actually referred to as really good, I remember. Really? People hate the Walking Dead one a lot. They do? Anything I hear about it now is people talking about how, like, good it is. Or how it's like the ending scene of the first chapters of it. I don't mean, like, the first part. I mean, like, the first, game thing. Really? Back in the day was shit on a lot? Damn. I don't remember hearing about that at all. Wow. Huh. That's nuts, honestly. The one that I hear get shit on constantly is Minecraft Story Mode, which again, I will defend that one. That one is good. You cannot convince me it's not. I don't care, man. You could go, oh, you saw it back in the day, it's just nostalgia. No, it's not. I went out of my way to buy a goddamn copy of it nowadays, and just recently played through it on my Xbox One beginning to end, and I still think that shit's peak. Minecraft Story Mode has so much more knowledge. Minecraft Story Mode got treated unfairly, man. It really did. It's the one Minecraft thing that somehow managed to get all of the good YouTubers that never have gotten into controversy and still haven't on the goddamn thing. You still have it on your old phone? I didn't know it was released on phones. I know it was released on Xbox and I think PC for a time. And I have a disc of the Xbox version. Cheaper release, which is weird. I guess because it was less powerful on phones, they didn't have to put as much stuff into it. So, I guess, but yeah, that is weird. the only Telltale games that I really remember that I've actually like played was the demo of Walking Dead Michonne. The first season of Walking Dead, Chapter 1, first season of it. Or, wait, first chapter of the first season. Wolf Among Us is good too? Oh, I never heard of that one, which is surprising. I thought I would have. But, I've only played through 2 Telltale games, like, beginning to end, and even then I haven't played through Minecraft Story Mode to the end because I haven't played Season 2 of it, because you can't buy Season 2 of it anymore, which I really want to buy Season 2 of it, because I need to see how this story ends with my decisions. God damn it. Telltales are the masters of movie games. So is Kojima. You know, Kojima, Metal Gear Solid. Kojima and Telltale are the masters of how movie games should be. Cutscenes that, sure, take a long time to get through and all of that, but you actually want to sit down and watch the cutscenes? Like, they're really good? So, you know... Like, I only played through 2 of them, and only half of Minecraft, which I need to find a way to get that second half. I need it. But, I played through the entirety of the Batman one that they came out with a while ago. Both seasons of it. Dude, the Batman one rules! Remember in Metal Gear Solid 4 there's literally an hour-long cutscene? I'm not even surprised. I haven't played Metal Gear 4, but that's the one that I've been wanting to play. But, like, do any of you remember the Batman one? Do any of you remember the Batman Telltale games? Cause, dude, that one was sick. Oh, barely? Oh, that sucks. That one was awesome. I played through that one when I got it on Xbox Live Gold, and like, oh, it's so good. So fucking good. It really is, dude. And then they had the second chapter of it, and it's like, oh my god, it's so great. Oh, wait, I just got reminded of something really sad with Telltale games. Oh, I just got reminded of something really sad. Do any of you remember Bone, the books? Bone, the comic book series. Does anyone remember that? Anyone at all? Because it's gonna be really sad if I'm the only one who remembers Bone. Because, damn it, it's so good. The Bone comic book series is like, it was so fucking good. God damn it, man. It's simple, but it's great. And it's like, oh. Huh? I missed something down there. What? I think I read it before because I know some characters, but not much. That's fair. I guess that's fair. It's something you read probably when you were younger and you just forgotten about. Which, that's fair. It's sad, but it's fair. Oh. But, Telltale Games. Hell yeah. Telltale Games was... They were gonna make a Bone Games series of it on Telltale with their story thing, and it was like, oh, that hurts so much to me to see that it just hasn't gotten done. It hurt me to see, cause Bone's got like, it's got multiple books. It's got a whole lot of everything. Got a ton of books. Got all this cool stuff, and it's just not getting done. I think the book series is finished, thankfully, so we at least got that. But give me that. I won't use it right away. Unless... Damn it. Let's get the short extension. I want this! Telltale is the biggest inspiration for the Dark Picture series? Dark Picture? This might be disappointing for you to hear, but I don't know what that one is? Wait, what? I don't know what that is. Do you know the quarry? No. That's gonna be another disappointment for you. I do not. So, I'm definitely not batting 1,000 here with that one. Let's do this one. This should be short. Lord. Yeah, there we go. X2. More power. This one's bound to be annoying, but at least it'll be quick. But, yeah, no, I don't really... The only horror games I ever experience with are the ones where I, like, see it online. And I'm just like, you know what? This one actually might be good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't bother checking horror games out too much, because 90% of the time I just don't feel like I'd be interested in it. Like FNAF? I'm not interested in playing it. At all. Because it's FNAF. I'm only really interested in it because I like the lore, and even then I just watch MatPat or someone like that go along with the lore and just talk about it. That's it, really. So, yeah. Or like other games like that. Like, I just mostly watch the people play through it and all that, you know? That's why the only horror games I ever bothered to actually experience for myself right now is fucking Voices of the Void. Because you can watch someone play through it, yeah, but it's definitely not the same experience. Lore and design is the best thing about it, but everything else is mediocre. Ouch. That sucks to hear. That really sucks to hear, because it's like, dang. It gives me the vibes of, like, you could have had it. You were right there. You were at the finish line, and then you fumbled it. You fumbled it so close. That's the vibe I'm getting from the way you're describing it. It's like you were right there, man. Right there, and then it's done. You ruined it. You know? But hey, whatever. I can't really talk about it too much because I don't know anything about it. I feel like that's only fair. Gameplay concept is cool, but they either overdone it or completely changed it. What's the gameplay concept? Like throw it down at me, pitch it to me here so I can see what you're putting down here. Is it like a Telltale Game style thing, or is it just like a you're just sitting there and you just have to like do a quick time event every so often or something like that? Because if it's just you sit there and have to do a quick time event every so often to like save a character's life or something like that, yeah, I can see how it flopped. I can see how it flopped. I'm sorry, but because it's like a where did it flop? Do you know Until Dawn? You're gonna be shocked to hear this, but no. Like, I see it. I see the disc a lot, but I've heard of it, and I've seen little snippets of it, and from the little snippets of it I've seen, I'm like, I don't want to play that. I'd rather watch someone play through it personally. Basically Telltale Games, but horror? Oh. I like Telltale Games because they aren't horror. Like, they're able to tell a good story where, like, your decisions do something, and it's not a case of, oh, you said the wrong thing, like, 3 hours ago, now this person's dead. Good job. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, that kind of turned me away from it. Sorry to say, but that kind of fumbled it for me there. Yeah, some of the scenes are really stupid, I can imagine. Because when I'm hearing about like a interesting concept like that, I'm like, oh, that sounds like it'd be pretty cool. Like, wow, hey, I can see it. And then they sit here and they're like, hey, what if we ruined it? Like, I like the idea of, like, a story-based horror game where, like, your decisions actually matter and stuff like that. Like, that sounds like it could work. But there's a problem with that. Like, when I say story-based horror game of your decisions actually matter, I don't mean, like, you said something wrong to a character 3 hours ago that they remember that you probably don't remember yourself. And they're gonna, like, hold that against you, and now the scene is completely different. And, oh, look, they did something that they wouldn't have done otherwise, and now they're dead. Like, really? like, I don't want a horror game like that. I like the concept of, like, your decisions matter, and, like, you have to pick who you save. You need to save this person because they'll help you get out. Or you need to save this person because they'll help you stop the threat forever. And, like, you get, like, you know, like, stuff like that. Not just, oh, you said thing wrong, goodbye. Change the world, my final message, goodbye. But instead it's just stupid. I'm not trying to knock the game for any of the people who like the game. I'm knocking the game. I'm knocking the game in a sense of, yeah, no, it really can be that dumb. You guys need to know this. That's something you need to be able to do. If you're a big fan of a game, you can't just sit there being like, oh, it's perfect. Here's all the good about it. And what? Wait, what? You were talking about something bad? No, that doesn't matter. You can't be like that. If you're talking about a game, you have to be able to, like, know its flaws. You have to be able to address its flaws and talk about it. For example, there's a monster chasing someone, you have to choose a person to die for the other to run. Sounds sick. Okay. The next scene, that's as if the next scene, they introduce a new character that wears a literal cowboy costume, carrying a gun. The first thing he says is, let's hunt this monster. If they were to say, like let's put that scene in a little more scrutiny here. That scene, you pick, like, one of the characters to die, and the other one gets away with you. Of course, okay. So you paced the cowboy guy wrong, 100%. I would have done that as, like, a closer to the end of the game type thing, you know? Like, a great example that I can pull out is Friday the 13th, the game. In Friday the 13th, the game, one of the things you can do is, like, call one of the characters in it, who, in the series, who straight up brings a shotgun, because he's actually very much aware of Jason, so he brings a shotgun to go, you know, fight Jason down. Makes sense. But the only way that you do that is you call him, and then somebody has to die to do it. So it's like a you call him and he only shows up later type thing. This isn't like a, oh, you did it, 3 minutes later, hey, here he is. It, like you get what I mean. You can't just have it, like, appear out of nowhere, or, like, immediately after. If that cowboy guy saying, let's hunt this monster, showed up, like, I don't know, as an example, closer to the end of the game, like, you made correct decisions or something along the lines, and they, like, figured out how to call, like, the sheriff or something, I don't know, and then it's the sheriff that showed up. And it's like, that's what the sheriff looks like, and he actually believes you, because he's, like, experienced something similar to this before, I don't know, stuff like that. Like, if this was, like, closer to the end of the game, or even a mid-game thing where it's like, you did the right thing and they managed to get the guy coming in here, then it would have been like, okay, yeah, my decision's paying off, I get it. But no. Even then, it'd still be stupid, because where is he the whole time? Well, like I said, I just pulled a hypothetical out of nowhere of, like, well, what if it was like your characters managed to actually get a call out, and they sent the call, and then he showed up because he got the call, or something like that, I don't know. Rather than just sort of being there out of nowhere and just suddenly being like, alright, let's do this. Like, you can definitely do a surprise new character reveal like that really well. Actually, you can do it really well. Like, a great example, Deltarune. In Chapter 4, there's the old man, as you know. He's the... You all know about him. You know everything there is to know about him, of course. So, like, let's say in your first playthrough of that, you managed to miss the secret boss. I did on my first playthrough, so I didn't know what was going on with it and all that. So you wouldn't expect anything. And then he shows up right at the end to save your ass, and you're like, wait, what? Like, you could definitely make a new character coming out of nowhere reveal like that, especially after a tough decision. Like, you can make that make sense. But judging off of what you told me, they did not make it make sense. And instead they were just like, hey, what if we did this? What if we did this and we made it work? And then it didn't work. But seriously though, kind of on the topic of horror games still, I really can't stress this enough. There is a few horror games out there that are still really good that you gotta check out. There's only 2 of them that I can think of off the top of my head that one of them that I really want to play when it comes out, and the other one that I have played that's actually going to be getting its 9.0 update really soon. So hello, I'm excited for that one. Voices of the Void is getting its 9.0 soon, which that'll be fucking awesome. It's still free, so you're still not you're only wasting computer file space to play it. Come on, man. And the other one is that Kitty Kart 64, which I'm still raving about, because I did rewatch that clip of the bad item and bad item underscore encounter clip that I told you about. But I never described it, but I told you about it. And my god, man, that's only just reinvigorated me to be like, dude, I need to play this when it comes out. I don't know if me describing that clip that I watched over and was trying to tell you guys to go look at would even show it. You know, name me a horror game without a combat system that's really good. Voices of the Void? It doesn't have a combat system. The only combat system you get is you can buy a crowbar from a shop or find an axe under a bed. And, yeah, that's it. If something comes at you, you're 90% gonna die, and your only chance of surviving is just run the fuck away or climb high or something like that. I don't know. You're dead, man. Like, there aren't really many horror games that don't have a combat system that still end up being really good. I could go ahead and try and say, oh, Silent Hill, but Silent Hill has a combat system. All of them do. So my point gets ruined there. I wouldn't count Voices of the Void. Oh, well, that sucks. Well, I got nothing for you then. Other than, I don't know. Doesn't have actual enemy? It does. It has actual enemies. They're just, you know, random event enemies. They only start showing up around really late game, so you're not going to encounter them much. And, like, yeah. But yeah. I'm very willing to agree with you on that one, honestly, still. I'm very willing to agree with you. Like, it has enemies, it has the combat, it has all that. It's just a matter of, yeah, no, that's fair. I can't even deny you that one. That's fair. Well, I wouldn't count Bendy because Bendy has combat in it. Kinda. It kinda does. You know what I mean? It kinda not. Fuck. Oh! Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they added that. That's pretty sick. I wouldn't count Bendy because that's got its own combat bits. Even though it's not a dedicated system of combat, it's still, you know, combat. Like, you're still, like, hitting enemies. And you gotta, like, back away and go in. Nah, you get it. You've put up a very good question that I don't think I can really answer for you. Pumpkin! Kitty. So, you know what? Props on you. I think the best one without combat is Outlast. I've heard good things about it, yet at the same time, I kind of feel like it's just funny. It's just a funny little horror game at the end of the day. Because at some point, you stop being scared and starts being just, like, scrolling around. Would FNAF count as a combat system? It depends. It depends on which game you're talking about. Really, it does. Because if you're talking about, like, the first 4 FNAF games, oh, that's definitely not combat. You're not hiding from something, you're not running away from something, no. But that is definitely not combat. If we're talking, like, even, like, Sister Location or Security Breach, yeah, no, those still ain't combat. Well, no, okay, Sister Location ain't combat. Security Breach, on the other hand, it's not exactly combat. You can't kill the enemies. But, I mean, they give you a laser gun. So, do with that what you will. That one's on your opinion there. FNAF World's the only real combat there, yeah. However, FNAF World isn't trying to go down the horror route. It really isn't. It's trying to go down the, hey, we made a little RPG with little bits that do connect to the lore, but it otherwise isn't thing, you know? It's not batting 1,000 for the horror aspects here. You get what I mean? Core mechanic of FNAF World would actually make a good EXE game. Which core mechanic? I have to ask. The combat core mechanic? The overworld exploration? Or that fact that you can go into, like, the underworld code of the game exploration part? Because there's plenty of different aspects that you could point at and say this could be good. Oh, interesting. It just depends on which part of the game that you're talking about here. Because if you're talking about the combat, no, I don't think that could make good for an EXE thing. I really don't. Because at some point it just start to feel like repetitive weirdness, you know. But you know, it's like which part of the horror of the game are you thinking could make a good EXE part? Combat, definitely not. The plain overworld exploration, I guess I could see it, but at some point I feel like it'd be getting really boring and probably predictable. If it was me, I'd probably say the parts of it that are like, you know, where you find little portals into the code and you like go deeper through the levels and things get like weirder and stuff like that. I think that could make for a good one. It'd just have to be like fine-tuned to fuck. So it would take a lot, but I can see it, honestly. You know, I just think the overall theme of the game. What do you mean, then? You're gonna have to describe to me your vision here, because I feel like I'm a little lost on that part. Because FNAF World, the way that I see the theme is cutesy version of horror characters, which, if you tried that with Sonic EXE and all of that, I kind of think it'd just look funny. I don't think it'd start to look like cutesy or whatever. I think it'd just be like, okay, that's hilarious. Plus, that'd also be pretty hard to come up with. Because, like, a lot, and I do mean a lot, of the Sonic EXE anythings like that are really just relating to a lot of blood. So, like, trying to make, like, these characters and not have them be, like, bloody or whatever would be really difficult. The glitchy, broken story, the character randomly breaking character. I can see that. Like, you're not talking about the gameplay, you're talking about the everything else. I see what you mean now. I see it. I can 100% see the vision on that now, actually. I thought you were trying to describe the gameplay in some way as that could work with a Sonic EXE thing. But the way that you're talking about it now, it's like, okay, no, I can see where you're coming from. Oh my god, I just had a really, really fucking hilarious thought. You remember the Halloween update, right? You remember the Halloween update for FNAF World, right? You remember the rainbow, right? That, but with Sonic EXE. Oh my god, that would be fucking hilarious, though. A Kaizo game based off of Sonic EXE where he's just, like, shit-talking you the whole time. Like, it's not even meant to be so scary, he's just there in, like, the corner just, like, bullshitting you the whole time. That would genuinely be fucking hilarious. Oh my god. That is genuinely, like, funny. Okay. Or hell, you take, like, the entire, like, all of those stupid game concepts from FNAF World, all of the Halloween update, like, joke concepts, and make them into stupid Sonic EXE clones. Even then, that could be really goddamn funny. Oh my god. It's Sonic EXE 6, Tails in Space, and you're just... It's like a really shitty Metroidvania. I'm cracking myself up more out of this than anything, but that could genuinely be hilarious. That could genuinely be as just like a funny little, hey, we made this just because we thought it was funny thing. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Oh, Lord. Shit. That's what they say, ladies and gentlemen. You crack yourself up more than anybody else can most of the time. Oh god, and it's so true, because I just thinking about those ideas of just like, man, what if you had the fucking Rainbows minigame, but with Sonic EXE? It's like, dude. That would be so fucking funny, man. Oh, lordy. Meanwhile, I'm just here power washing things away while laughing my ass off over a proverbial Sonic EXE Kaizo game where he just shit talks you. Like, not even in a horror way of, like, telling you, like when you die, it's like, finally, another body for my collection, or something like that. No, you, like, die on something, and he's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, I made that hard, but I didn't make it that hard. How'd you die of that? Oh, Jesus. Or hell, if you wanted to go like the evil dialogue type way, you'd have to make it like as cringe edgelord evil as possible to make it really sell how it is. You know exactly what I'm talking about when I say cringe edgelord. You know exactly what I mean when I say that. If you manage to make like dialogue like that for Sonic.exe, oh my god. Oh, brother, that'd be so great. Ooh, I almost just fell off and I didn't want to have to climb back up again. God, imagine if there's fall damage in this. That'd suck. Well, whatever. We're more than halfway done with this one, so we should be getting close here. By the way, Dirt Finder, I need my cat back. No, he's more comfortable with me. Fuck you. Kitty's comfy with me. Photo ops are gearing up. Of course, will be needed for my professional tour of the country with his hat on. The cat hates the hat. Fuck off. Oh, held a... Oh, you held a message for it. Ah. I do... That's really fucking funny. Automod held the message you just said. but that is so true to exactly what you just said. I'm still able to see it, but Automod held the message for me because it... You wanna know what? It says held message for a reason, aggression. Ah, yes, aggression. Aggression, like you suddenly are just like fed up with me even though you've been watching me for how long? For like 2 hours at this point, and you're suddenly like done with me and you're just like, ah, I have suddenly obtained like all of your IP address and you are now fucked. Ah. That's actually Sonic EXE's emotion. It is too. It really is. 90% of the interpretations I see from that aren't, like, actually trying something different and are... Any of the interpretations I see of him where they give him a voice are just that. Where they're just like, I hate you, you will die, because I have your IP address. Ah! And they just, like, go about it like that. Like, they don't bother going into, like, a, hey, what if we tried making, like, a proper ideas and like character about this. No, they're just like, hey, we're gonna make it bullshit for the sake of making it bullshit and you're gonna like it. And most of the time we do, because it's fucking funny. Genuinely, I'd love to see someone take like an actual take at what Sonic.exe could be. The dialogue could be done the right way and sound terrifying, but no, exactly. I would genuinely love to see someone make a, like, real attempt at an actual scary Sonic EXE thing. Like, you can keep the story of, like, possessed cartridge, yada yada, you can keep that, whatever. But I want to see someone try something, you know? I want to see them, like, go all out and see, like, okay, we've got the concept, what can we do with it? Because you could genuinely make something really good out of it without just being like, oh, people get inserted into the game, or whatever. Like, there's this one really, really good one out there. And when I say really good, I mean, like, they actually take the idea of screwed up Sonic game in a way of, like, wait, this is actually interesting? Here's one for you. Have you ever heard of, and this name is going to sound wild because, yes, it is only available in Spanish. Have you ever heard of El Pendrive Azul? Which translates over to the blue pen drive. Sounds stupid. Really does. But the scariest part about it is, like, it's not a possessed thing or whatever. It's just, like, a fucked up ROM hack that somebody made that could potentially kill someone. I'm not kidding. That's the point. And, like, its story is easily the stupidest part. Sounds like Sad Satan. Ooh. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good. Like, the story of this is really, really stupid. I'm not kidding. The story of this El Pen Drive thing is... It starts off with the main character going to answer the door only to find his friend screaming in terror and all of that. His friend hands him a blue pen drive with no anything said about it, and then dies of a seizure, and like literally right there. like it's not even anything like you don't get anything beforehand. It's literally his main character walks up the door, meets friend screams, hands them the USB drive, and dies. That's the whole fucking story right away. It's hilarious. But then you actually see what the, because they described the game and someone even made like their own mock-up fan game version of it. One of the most mysterious horror games on time, where gameplay can only be found on one YouTube channel. And when people re-upload it, a bunch of viruses attack and steal their info. Oh, God. You know what? I'm glad I didn't know about that, and I'm going to keep avoiding it like I don't know about that. That sounds fair. Yeah. That sounds terrifying. Jesus fuck. But, anyways, to the one that can't, destroy your things, something I should point out is, if you are very seizure-prone, do not go looking for it. The whole point of the story, and the ROM hack that somebody made based off of the story, is that it is a fucked up Sonic game that is meant to induce seizures that can kill you. I'm not kidding. That's the story. That's like the main story of it. And it's not some sort of like possessed fucked up Sonic game or whatever. It's just like something that someone made. That's like, that you could realistically see, like, somebody made this and just left it there for another person to find and take it home out of curiosity. Which, that's terrifying. Like, it's terrifying on the prospect of, oh my god, that could be real. Not on the prospect of, oh, it's possessed, On the prospect of, wait, that could happen. That's something that could realistically happen to someone. But, what it is, you can, like I said, you can actually find a fan game based off of that, which actually goes over the story about it and even adds in a little more, like, very effectively. But again, don't look at it if you're seizure prone, please. I'm begging you on that one. But, what it is they describe it as essentially just a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, but things are just slightly off, and to a point where you could actually excuse it as, oh yeah, that seems like a real bug. Like, it doesn't seem like, oh, something's wrong, why are you excusing that as a bug? It seems like, no, this is a bug, I can see that realistically. Where, like, all of the rings have been replaced with these red blocks, which, honestly, that one just sounds like an emulation error. So, that's not even like a, oh no, something's up, what the hell's wrong with you, why are you assuming something's not wrong? That's like a, no, I get it. But, what it does is, like, it's this fucked up looking Sonic game, so you go through this first act, everything's actually pretty normal, and then, after you beat Green Hill Zone, it's just this, like, empty, blank, one screen big hill area place, whatever. And you get brought there, nothing happens for like 10 seconds or whatever, than like lightning off in the distance, so you think nothing of it. Only for, out of nowhere, a giant flash of red and white that is like an insane flash of red and white. Like, to the point of you need to slow it down by like 50 times for it to be bearable. I'm not kidding, it's that bad. Which, the way they describe it in the story, that's enough to give somebody a literal seizure and kill them. So yeah, don't go looking into this if you're seizure prone, please God. and then that's not even the part that gets me about it being actually kind of fucking scary. Well, it is, because of how real that it sounds like it could be. Then they get you with this really, really, actually really spooky part of a random 10 seconds countdown out of nowhere. Like, there's no music to this countdown, there's no nothing. It just starts. After you see this unbelievable flash of red and white, Which, again, seizures, don't look at it. I can't stress this enough. And you're just like, oh my god, what the fuck? You get a random 10-second countdown that you don't know what it could be for, because it gives you no information on it. Which, that's fucking terrifying, especially after what just happened. And then I'll give you 3 guesses what happens after the 10-second countdown. If you guessed more flashing lights, you're correct. But yeah, that's it. That's the whole creepypasta. It's meant to be a fucked up Sonic game that induces seizures in people and kills them. That's the point. It's not meant to be like a possessed whatever, yada yada. It's like, oh my god, how do you come up with this? That's terrifying. Anyways, what were you saying? You go on YouTube, first thing you see is new Baldi update? Alright. Alright, man. Oh, Jesus. I'm glad to see Baldi's Basics is still getting updates and stuff, genuinely, though. Say what you will, Baldi's Basics is good. Yearly, but yeah. Yeah, it is. Baldi's Basics is genuinely, like, good. It didn't go down the horror route of, hey, we're gonna make, like, 1,000,000 things about it. Yeah, look at our cool stuff. Nah. It was just like, hey, I made one game for a game jam. People liked it a lot, so I added some updates. I put out a Kickstarter to see if people would want a full version, which it didn't. I don't think it met its funding. It might have, I'm not sure. Objectively creative and unrepetitive, exactly. But, like, he just made a simple little thing, made it for a game jam, and then was just like, okay, cool, yeah, great. People liked it, so he was like, alright, I'll put out some more updates for it. Yeah, sure, that sounds pretty good. And then he just sort of kept doing that. He made Baldi's Basics Plus, which you have to pay for, yeah, but that's understandable. That's one product out of, like, 4 that he made that you have to pay for. Like, 1 out of 4, dude. And by 4, I mean the original game, the Plus version. Actually, there's only 3. The original game, the Plus version, and one called Baldi's Basics Classic Remastered. Which, what that is it's fucking free. It's a remake of the original game with 3 different modes in it, referencing the birthday edition that he made after the first year of the game. The original edition, and one based off of the Plus version as like a demo of it. And it's free. And there's like secret endings. There's like what the fuck? He made all of this, and he didn't delve into the awful hellscapes that FNAF, Poppy Playtime, and every goddamn horror game under the sun that isn't indie has delved into. You know what I'm talking about, of, hey, we made merchandise, hey, we made another game, hey, we made this, buy our product, it's the same franchise, right? Yeah, you'll like it. Meanwhile, he was just sitting there like, okay, I made my thing, I made my other thing, alright, that's it, really, I had my fun. He didn't go nuts with it. He just made cool things, saw that people liked them, made another cool thing, yada yada, story done. I mean, Yandere Sim, oh god. Oh god, don't Yandere Sim. It's still not out, I should point out. It's still not out. I don't think I need to point out why that's bad. Over 10 years, by the way. Exactly. To put that into perspective, that game is half as old as me. I am double the age of Yandere Sim, and it's still not done. Oh my god. Not to mention, the idea of a game like that already sounds pretty abhorrent. Oh, hey, same age. Nice. Nice. But not to mention the idea of a yandere sim, like, on concept of, like, do anything to get your true love. It's like, okay, I can see how this could be, like, oh, hey, that's neat. Yeah, I can see it. And then you actually see, like, what you do in the game, and it goes from, okay, I can see this, to, oh my god, what the fuck, oh my god. Because the game isn't Yandere Sim, it's Grand Theft Auto School Edition. And I don't even think I'm wrong in that. You don't get guns, but the whole game is about murdering people, hiding things correctly. That's it. Oh, and not to mention, there's an entire mechanic in the game about taking pictures of girls' underwear and selling them to someone for extra shit. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. That's a real mechanic in the game. You have to sneakily go around and take pictures of classmates' underwear and sell them to someone. That's a real mechanic in this game. What the fuck? So okay, when you kill someone, you can absorb their blood to make your boobs bigger? Are you fucking kidding me? That's a thing too? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Even if you were lying and just made that up on the spot, with all the stuff that you can do in that game, I'm already keen to believe it. Just straight out. Straight out, I'm just willing to sit here and be like, you know what? That sounds believable. Especially since, like I remember, I still slightly keep up with it to see, like, okay, will this game actually get released in my lifetime, or will it just never happen? And every so often, I'll just see something come out of that community, and it's like, hey, they revamped the torture mechanics, and it's like, they what? What do you mean, the what mechanics? Or something like that? And then out of pure, like, what the fuck did I just read? You go and look into it, and it's like, apparently, one of the straight-up mechanics of the game, to help you win the game without murdering someone, is to capture them, bring them to the basement of your apartment complex, and mentally torture them, and, like, record it. That's a full-on mechanic in the game. What the fuck? I remember when I first heard about that, I was just left sitting there in stunned silence of, are you fucking kidding me? There's no way that's real, right? And then I looked into it, because there's still people making content about that on YouTube, mainly some guy named, like, Bijou Mike or whatever, I don't know. I remember hearing about him back in the day. But I look into it off of YouTube, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is horrible. How... I'm concerned for anybody who likes that game genuinely because of that sort of stuff. What the fuck? Or you get, like... Well, like you said, that can apparently happen in the chat. Like, what the fuck? Why is that a mechanic? Ugh. Can't take Ulysses back. Does he even know about her kittens? Aww. Hey. Lord. Hell, like, sometimes I'll just... One time I watched a video of, like, somebody talking about Yandere Sim, like, in retrospective, as if it was like, yeah, this game is never gonna come out, we're just gonna talk about it like that's gonna be the case. And, like, they went over all the stuff that's, like, went on behind the scenes, and, like, a lot of the stuff going about it. They talked about some of the mechanics in brief. And apparently, something that the Yandere dev keeps doing, is rather than actually, like, sit there and, you know, develop on his game, something that he does is he keeps, like, adding in these stupid, like, Easter eggs, as he calls them. Which is just, like, they make you invincible, and it's just, like, references. And the one that they showed off in the video was just the yandere girl dressing up as Sans from Undertale? And just, like, having magical powers and stuff now? It's like, huh? What the fuck is this? Why does this need to be in your game? What? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get how the community is still alive after all these years, because they're people who are not right. Remember, this is a game about schoolgirls murdering each other and torturing one another just so they can get with one single person. So, yeah. Asking how is the community still alive doesn't exactly sound like that insane of a statement when I put it in that way, doesn't it? There's literally a whole actual story series on YouTube in Spanish? Really? Jeez. Jesus, man. What the fuck? I don't even have anything to say, man. Yandere Sim is disgusting. Hell, I remember seeing in one of those little retrospective on how the game is never happening videos that I watched. Apparently Yandere Dev did like an interview at one point where somebody asked him like, "Hey, just so we know, are all of these characters like adult age? Because if they weren't, that would be really goddamn weird." And he said yes in the interview, but apparently he immediately went on his Discord. He went on his Discord afterwards and said, and was starting to, like, rant about, like, of course they're not 18, they're 16, what the hell is wrong with them? Why would I make them 18? Stuff like that. And it's like, what? What do you mean? With all of the stuff that I just talked about, and that even you mentioned about the blood thing, the character isn't adult age? Huh? That's more concerning than the entirety of the game, in my opinion. Because it goes from, like, oh god, that's concerning what they're doing, to, oh, that's just straight up underage. That's even worse now. That's even worse. It went from that's pretty bad to that's disgusting in every way, shape, and sense of the word. It was already bad before, but this is worse. Ugh. God. At some point, I just wish he'd finish the game so I don't have to hear about it ever again, so it can just fizzle out and die on its own. But no, because it never gets finished, it's become a big internet meme of, hey, this came out before that got finished, haha. Like the GTA thing. Like, you see people memeing on GTA all the time. Game actually has some pretty cool mechanics. Oh yeah, such as? What are some pretty cool mechanics in this game that is very concerning? Because I'm pretty sure with what you told me with that, and with what I know, nothing can save that. I'm pretty sure nothing can save it, man. Because some of the things that I remember that I guess you could say are like, oh, that's pretty cool, are some of the, like, in-depth mechanics for when you kill someone, where it's like, they really get on every single aspect of everything to catch whoever did it. Which is nuts. Which that, I will say, yeah, that's good. You deserve to have everybody on your ass for killing someone. You deserve that, man. And, like, that's where the line ends. I've got nothing afterwards, so, like, I don't know. Everything else is just like, what the fuck is wrong with this, man? I really got no... Oh, shit. I really got nothing. Lord. Other than what I've just described of the everything gets on everybody's case if somebody ends up dead thing, what are some of these really cool mechanics that you say that this game has? Because one way or another, it's going to be concerning. One way or another, it's going to be really goddamn concerning. I thought this would take not that long, but it's taken me like 40 minutes for this. Oh shit, that's fine. It's given me more chance to talk about stuff. You can summon a ritual and talk to a demon that gives you abilities to do stuff, like shapeshift and personality see? Huh? Huh, what? What? Okay. Sure, why not? I fucking guess. What the fuck, man? That's really concerning. Well, the shapeshift part is the most concerning part about what you said the demon could do there, honestly. That is the most concerning part. But what the fuck? Isn't this whole thing supposed to take place in a high school? How do we get from that to that? Granted, a Japanese high school, but still a high school. How do you that doesn't make sense. Like, in the slightest, it doesn't make sense. But whatever, man. I give up with that game at this point. It's too confusing. I'm pretty sure me labeling the game as too confusing to understand isn't even that hot of a take. I don't really feel like that's a hot take in the slightest. Because it feels like it'd be one of those games, the only way you could understand it is if you were somebody who sat down and actually played it since like it got popular first and all of that, you know? Like, that feels like the only way you'd be able to truly understand everything of what's going on with it. There's another option that involves a nerd in the science lab to help him complete his mission to build robots and rule the world. That one sounds a lot more tame than summoning a demon and having him do shit like shapeshift. You might say, like, how the hell does that sound more tame? But this whole game takes place in Japan, doesn't it? Giant robots are kind of a big thing over there. So, you know, that one kind of doesn't sound as insane to me compared to, you know, everything else. If anything, that one kind of just sounds hilarious in a way. Like, of course, they're asking you to, like, build a robot to help rule the world. That's funny. That's funny in a way, though. Funnier than anything else in there. Ugh. I really wonder how the hell he manages to keep, like, making the game. At one point, in that little retrospective video I watched about it, they talked about how apparently someone from a completely different company, like an actually competent gaming company, came over to, like, offer help and be like, hey, we'll help you complete this game because you've been on it for so long. Like, do you want the help? And he said yes. And then apparently the guy went in there and was, like, fixing up the code because the code looked like shit or something like that. So the code looked like shit, and this company guy was, like, helping him fix it up. And he fired the guy from the company. Like, what? You fired your only help? You fired the help that they gave you to make the game come out faster? And why? Why? God. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And yet this guy is still sitting here like, hey, I'm going to keep making my game, even though it's taken me 10 years. And you might go like, oh, well, what if you're making a game and you just have, like, drawn-on concepts and stuff, and it's taken you years to act on that? It's like, well, yes, but you can still just draw up concepts and ideas and characters and all that stuff like that, and you don't... That doesn't count as making the game right away, in my opinion. You're just coming up with the everythings about it. Making the game is taking people's money through either like a Kickstarter or Patreon or however he's doing it, and just, you know, going into the engines and making the goddamn game. Ah, goddamn it, a chatbot. Of course there is. Hey, Freya. Where's this last bits? Come on, just be done. Come on, finish it up. Where the hell are these last bits? Oh, thank God. What's left? The trim? Oh. That would explain it. Now what? Oh, lordy. Went back to tell a neighbor to have mocked him on Discord. That's saying something. That's saying something, man. Out of everybody, you're kidding me. Oh my God, what did I keep missing here? How did I miss this much? Out of everything, dude. Having Hello Neighbor mock you. Like, ouch. That's pain right there. Shit. Come on, get on the thing again. The worst part of this is right now. Okay. Come on, you gotta be done. Oh. At least it already peaked it at full release. Yeah, but it keeps doing stupid shit. So, I can't, you know. Anyways, with that finally done, that will be the stream for today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a follow. If not, I'm sorry. Have a good day, good night, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh boy.